Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not an expert. Do your own research. Today I'd like to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum and a few other altcoins, but it won't be a super long one today. So I guess let's just go straight to Bitcoin. I will actually go to the current price action now. Okay, so let's just go to BTC USD on the weekly. This is just still really bullish. Nothing else you can say about this. I mean, it's possible this price action currently kind of looks like January of 2020, so basically a month ago. And it's possible that we're going to see something similar to this, where we see Bitcoin kind of ranging over the course of a few weeks, and generally speaking, that's going to be good for altcoins. Now, it depends on what altcoins you're talking about, and I will go into that a little bit more later on, but this is still an undeniably bullish chart in general. If you're looking for a deeper pullback, I mean, we'll go into some of those levels right here. Currently speaking, this demand area around 36 to 43K or so is a current support area. And we're seeing this level currently tapped a lot. Now, this level is still support until it's not, in my opinion. I mean, it's still going to be support, and it's still continuing to hold. Now, obviously, the more time support is tested, the weaker and weaker that level gets, but as of right now, it's still holding. If this current level falls out, then I would probably look for around 40K, and I know there's some other levels around 42, but somewhere 38 to 40 would probably be my assumption of where price would go if this current level falls out. As of right now, I've said the bottom is in for the last several days, but I haven't said that with too much conviction and not much confidence. As you can see right here, I mean, this area has just been tapped over and over again. And if this current level holds, then I think we've just seen the overall trading range for the next, possibly the next few weeks. And the overall trading range would basically be, it would basically be this 58K level to this 44K level, if the lows are going to hold here. If the lows fall out, then it's going to be an even larger trading range from 40K to 60K, and that's like totally fine. I mean, really, it's not big of a deal. Like 30% compared to the last overall move down, about the same, about 30% or so. And what do I expect to see during this trading range if this is established? Personally, I would just expect a lot of chop. So basically, where price kind of comes up, hits some sort of resistance, come back down. Then you see a slow grind up, probably some sort of reaction there, and then go up. And this overall type of price action is pretty healthy. I mean, it's good for Bitcoin. If we want to see $100,000 later this year, which I hope we do, this is the type of price action that you want to see. What you don't want to see is price action like this in 2017, where you basically see a move from 3K to 20K in the span of just a few weeks, really. And there's like really no accumulation, no consolidation at all. It's just like a parabolic run. And that's why this move right here was a lot different from that 2017 move. I mean, we saw a lot of, basically just these long blocks of accumulation. Not to mention, we saw this large move from 10K to 40 or to 4,000 or 3,000 or almost 4,000. This already grabbed a lot of liquidity here, and then we consolidated a lot all throughout the summer. And the way that price did that, it allowed for this huge move up to 40K. Contrast that to back here, there's not much. This is like a lot different price action. So what am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say that I think that Bitcoin just established its trading range overall over the next few weeks. If these lows hold, I mean, I think the bottom is relatively close. If this level doesn't hold, then 40K to 38K should be like levels, interesting levels. But generally speaking, I do think that the bottom is in, and like pretty close and pretty soon. And in terms of overall altcoins, I think that's going to be pretty good. Now, again, I will talk to you guys about a little bit more about the altcoins to choose going forward in just 1 second. But until that time, let me go finish up Bitcoin here. So I think that this current 43K area is going to hold as support. There's just a lot of selling, and I think that the sellers are mostly done based on volume and based on some of the overall chain metrics as well that I've been reading lately. And I think that Bitcoin has basically established its trading range. I think we're going to see a lot of chopping between 40 to 60K. And if I am looking for support, 40 to 38K would be kind of my next area up. A deeper pullback, I mean, there's like a large cluster of like a large amount of volume transacted in this area. This 30 to 40K area. So there's going to be a lot of support all throughout this area. I mean, you can basically see all this, like the volume profile here. There's just a lot of activity transacted. So there are going to be some micro levels all throughout this area here. So I don't personally expect Bitcoin to fall to like 30K or something like that. I mean, it's never say never, but like 38K would be like my first level up. I think that we go up before, like if we are going down, I think we actually grind up before. I mean, there's a lot of inefficiencies up through this area here, like all throughout 50,000. So I would, if we are going to go head lower, I would expect Bitcoin to, go higher up like that and then just start dropping to 38K. But personally, I think that the short-term bottom is in. I think that the trading range has been established from 43 to 60, but again, I haven't been super confident about that overall, and I'm not doing that with huge conviction. So I think that it's best basically to just probably dollar cost average into most positions and to not get chopped up, because this type of price action in general is very tough to trade unless you're an expert scalper. I mean, you're seeing basically support, and it's getting tapped a lot, and there's just like a lot of choppy price action in general. So my hat's off to people who can trade this very well, because I can't. ETH USD, here is the move from Ethereum. And here's my fib. I'm not sure if this is like a great fib or not. I did like this impulse move, and this was close to the daily level here. And more importantly, this is where levels were respected. Similar to Bitcoin, I would not be surprised at all if this is getting close to the end of its downtrend short term. This is like a pretty clear example of like an SR flip from 1444. This is like a level resistance, and now it's hitting support. And price is just consolidating at the support level here. Similar to Bitcoin, I mean, Ethereum, it's generally always going to follow Bitcoin for the most part. I think it's found its short-term bottom, and it's also possible that we saw a potential trading range established. However, I actually think that if Bitcoin has found its trading range and altcoins start to run, I think that Ethereum will probably go up higher than 2,000. Ethereum is different than most other altcoins in the sense that it kind of moves on its own. I mean, it's still correlated to Bitcoin, of course, but it generally will lead other altcoins too. So, if we see Bitcoin establish a bottom, we might see ETH kind of grind up, come back down, and then just start going up. And the reason I think that is that I think ETH BTC will probably have another higher move up. But in my opinion, I think that ETH, the short-term bottom is in, or it's getting close to being in, similar to Bitcoin. I think that something like 1380 might be like, or 1370 might be another interesting level. I mean, it's already gotten tapped once. And if Bitcoin has one more leg down to like 38K, then I think that 12K will be, or 1200 will be tapped in that regard. And as I always say, you can always use different indicators too. And that's why it's such a good thing, or such a fun thing about trading as a retail investor, is that there's so many different strategies that can work or not work. So people trade just off EMAs if they want. This is 89-day EMA, and that's support around there. I'm using fibs. You can use volume profile. You can use just straight up price action here, where we just use just the chart. And this is like clear support area. So again, I personally think that this area is going to be okay for right now. And if not there, then there's the VP volume profile shows that 1200 has like a lot of support. But there's also a lot of support in 1300 too. Like if you can see like right here, still a lot of support, like a high volume node there. So personally, I think that ETH will outperform Bitcoin if Bitcoin starts to range. And that's more reflected in this chart here, the overall ETH BTC on the 1 week. I mean, it's still in this trading range overall. And, this trading range has basically been here since 2018, where you see these highs continually hold around 0.04 and 0.43 and these other levels. And it personally looks to me like the EQ of this range is going to be tapped. And let's just see. I mean, like there's a lot of support here too around 0.028 and even lower 0.025. So kind of let's look around these areas for support. The overall 200 EMA was a bearish area right there, and the overall 50 EMA is holding a support. So basically, what you want to see on high time frames, if this does actually work out, this would be kind of like pretty significant in my opinion. A 50 to 200 week EMA bullish cross. Google that if you're not familiar with it. But basically what you want to see is you want to see the 50 EMA come up, and you want to see the 200 EMA kind of come up as well. And as price basically starts blitzing up, and that's usually a pretty bullish indicator. But what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that I think that ETH BTC will go up higher around after some consolidation, maybe at the EQ, and then I think this one starts to run to at least 0.055. This is my high time frame target, and then from there, I guess we can kind of see what happens. But I do think that ETH has a little more upside than Bitcoin, but arguably, I mean, LTC has more upside than both of them, given like where price is currently at. So I guess let's just look briefly at LTC USD on the 1 week here. I mean, this is still a bullish coin in my opinion. I think that this is going to hit $400. I feel confident about that. I'll just mark some levels here overall and where I think price is going to head. These are the 1 week charts in general, and I think it's so currently we're just seeing basically a former test of this current range high back in January, and now price is currently there. But I mean, if you look at this chart relative to ETH or BTC, I mean, ETH and BTC have both hit their all-time high levels and gone far past it. LTC has a lot of upside left before it hits the all-time high levels. Personally, I think it's just consolidating here, like Bitcoin. I think that this will probably find a bottom soon or now, and I think it's not a bad. I don't think it's a bad time to scale in here either. So definitely look to consider that, because LTC still is a high upside coin in my opinion, especially if altcoins start to run. Now, I said before, think about what type of coins you want to look at in general. You basically want to look at the coins, in my opinion, that led before that have pulled back big. So a good example is Aave. Aave basically went like 5x or something insane over the course of December and January. And then because it led, it was also one of the first to pull back. And another example would be Alpha. Alpha had an insane run in January, and then it pulled back big. So these are the types of coins that I'm personally targeting myself. So I bought a bag of Aave yesterday. It's just a spot bag. I personally would not be surprised if it doubled in price over the next few weeks. And I think that's entirely possible. I mean, like, you know, I think that these higher levels are entirely possible. Personally, I mean, it depends on your style of trade. These types of coins are not the good ones to day trade and scalp, generally speaking, because, well, I mean, unless you want to short, but even shorting, like, you can see that overall volume is basically going down and volatility is kind of not going super high either. I think that it's more likely that prices consolidates a little more and then it starts to make a move up. So this is the type of setup that I'm personally viewing, because I think that the coins that currently had big runs are getting close to being good buys at this point. So like coins like Alpha. So again, I was also wrong on this. I thought it would go higher, but I mean it's the same story. I mean this had a huge run all throughout January, and then now it's pulled back, and now I think it's getting close to being a good buy. Like now, I'm gonna keep buying Alpha, and hope to just keep buying at these prices, and I'm expecting another big move up. So again, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see this double in price over the next few months. Now, these are the types of coins you want to be day trading. Like recently, I mean, Solana is pulling back now, but you want to see these big trending coins really in terms of overall volatility and overall movement. This is like a good coin to trade, in my opinion. So yeah, so personally, I'm looking at the coins that were basically pulling back, like Aave and Alpha, the coins that basically no one is really thinking about at this point just because they're not hot. And those are the coins that I'm focused on. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and catch you later.